One of the biggest storms has hit the United States, or the southeastern part of the United States. And, you know, it makes me think back to other storms that have happened, other storms I've lived through, other storms in my life. And there's something here I want to share with you. Before I do, once again, I'm Elliott Connie. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, and here in the Therapist React series, I share the lessons and the psychological components that are taking place in popular news stories. And this is a popular news story. It's tragic and difficult, but it's a popular news story. So let me share a little bit about it.
Hurricane Idalia has made landfall near Keaton Beach, southwest of Tallahassee, as a Category 3 storm. This after briefly sitting at Category 4 strength this morning. This makes Idalia the strongest storm to make landfall in the region in more than 125 years. Also, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has warned the hurricane could unleash life-threatening storm surges.
There were two storms in my life that stand out to me, and then I'm going to talk to you about a very important lesson here. I grew up in Massachusetts, and there was a hurricane called Hurricane Gloria. And this was the first time I had ever seen trees destroyed, massive power outages. I remember the windows being blown out of people's garages, like those little square windows that you have. Literally for the next several years, you could see the remnants of tape. People taped like X's on their windows to try to protect them. And you could see the remnants of the tape. And it was really crazy. Like, I'll never forget going for a walk around my neighborhood, and it looked like a war zone, like tree branches on the ground. It was just dark because nobody had power. Like, I remember that. And every single time I see one of these stories, it makes me think of that. And then also, one of the big hurricanes that all of us remember more recently was Hurricane Katrina that hit in New Orleans. I remember that one. What I remember most is leading up to Hurricane Katrina, there was so much like evacuate New Orleans, evacuate New Orleans. And when I woke up the morning of the hurricane, the news story said the hurricane missed New Orleans and how grateful they were. But shortly after that, the levees broke and New Orleans flooded. Now, in the time since, what I've been surprised by is how politicized our response to natural disasters has been. I think we have to do a better job of listening to the science and listening to the warnings, because these are life-threatening storms. And I'm familiar with situations where some of my friends and some of their family in Texas have literally lost property and lost life because they didn't want to believe the news story because they felt like it was coming from some slanted view. You know, if they're telling us to be careful, if people with knowledge, education, and information are telling us to be careful, that's not really a time to debate whether or not global warming is right or wrong, is happening or not, is an alarmist thing put forth by one political view or another. That's a time to protect your family. That's a time to protect the people you care about. That's a time to protect your property. I get nervous about to what degree we have politicized these things that, in my opinion, aren't very political. It's just science. It's very obvious that these storms can wreak havoc and do damage, and we need to take all the advice necessary and all the precautions necessary to be careful. And we can have political conversations and arguments later. But when storms like this happen, I just want to see everybody be safe. I just want to see everybody protect their property. I want to see everybody live. And that isn't always the case. It isn't always the case. So when I see storms like this, it always makes me remember, let's be careful and let's do the best that we can. It also reminds me that a lot of times in these tragedies is when the best of humanity shows up, because people are there for each other. So be there for each other. Listen to the science. My thoughts and prayers with everybody affected by this storm, and I hope everybody is okay. That's really important to me. I think it should be important to all of us. And in storms like this, in times like this, let's stick together. So thanks for watching this video. Please leave a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts about the way we handle natural disasters, storms, and all of these things. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching the Therapist React series. Please like and share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the bell so you get notified each and every time we make a video, which we do every single day, Monday through Friday. Thanks for being here, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.